Just got my paycheck. I should probably pay my rent, but I really want a custom mechanical keyboard. Let's do it. Alright, so I think I can probably spend around $300 and I'll be fine. So first, I need a case, and I want it to be 65% and hot swappable. Sold out. 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 Okay, how about switches? At least those are in stock. How about keycaps? Sold out. Sold out. Ooh, I have an idea. Bacon keycaps. Oh my god, sold out of course. I guess I'm just gonna have to resort to Mech Market. There goes my rent. Yo guys, Shake Bacon here, and I'm finally back. I'm really sorry for being gone so long, but I'm here to stay, and did you miss me? Well, I mean, I guess if this is the first time you're seeing me, then you probably didn't miss me. But today, I have a little bit of a different video for you guys because I'm gonna be talking about my first custom mechanical keyboard. And this cost me about $900. Pretty insane, right? Well, before you guys freak out, let's break down why. So, as you guys probably gathered from the intro or already know, if custom mechanical keyboards interest you, that with the increased popularity of this hobby, the stock on items is very slim. And most things are group buys with waiting times from 6 months on the short end to over a year on the long end. And I'm not the most patient person. I gotta have things now. So those wait times are literally torture for me. I just can't do it. Okay, so if you're like me and don't wanna wait, what are your options then? Well, the only thing to really do at that point is to buy secondhand from someone else, but the major problem with that is though prices are super inflated. And don't get me wrong, I don't think anyone should do what I did and pay inflated prices for some of these items unless you feel really comfortable with it. There are plenty of great consumer mechanical keyboards out there, and with anything like this, there's definitely diminishing returns. I also didn't go straight all in on this. I've had many keyboards over the years, including some expensive consumer grade ones like the Logitech G915, the Drop Control keyboard, and I also still have the Razer Huntsman Mini, and I really like it. If you're looking for a good 60% at a great price, that thing is hard to beat. And by the way, if you are interested in that keyboard, definitely check out my review of it here. But with that said, I do not regret my purchase at all. And typing on this thing, it's an experience. Every time I sit down at my desk, which is really about 8 hours a day, I probably use a keyboard more than anything else most days, and really just something this high quality, you just need to experience it for yourself one day to really get it, I think. But what is easy to get is that you should subscribe for more content like this, massage that like button until it starts to sizzle, and ring the bell for that sweet, sweet smell of bacon in your inbox. Also, disclaimer, I am new to the Custom Mechanical Keyboard Club, so if you're a die-hard enthusiast, excuse me if I get something wrong. But anyways, what is this thing all about and what are the specs? So the main structure for this thing is obviously the case. I really went back and forth on cases, and this was one of the hardest things for me to decide on. There are just so many options, like what size I wanted to go with, did I want some RGB light glow on the bottom, what color, not to mention even if you do decide on what you want, good luck finding it. After trying the Razer Huntsman Mini, which was my first 60% keyboard, or really my first keyboard any smaller than TKL, I knew I loved the size, but just couldn't get used to having to press the function key to use the arrow keys for any productive work. For gaming, I love it. But other than that, I knew I had to have the arrow keys. And that is what I found out about the 65% layouts. It's basically only slightly bigger, but it has room for the arrow keys and an extra row for things like page up, page down, delete, etc. But you can customize this using software like QMK. I was always drawn to the acrylic version of the Tofu 65 by KDB fans with all the RGB glow, but I couldn't find it in stock, and I would go back and forth on if I really wanted all that RGB. I also wanted something hot swappable if at all possible, because I didn't want to have to do any soldering on my first board if I didn't have to, and I just wanted it to be easier to try different switches later on so I could find my favorite one. So as I was searching mech market on Reddit, I found someone selling the silver Tofu 65 with a RGB brass plate, PCB, and jumped. I was tired of searching and just decided to go for it. I wanted a brass plate and a brass weight because it's heavier, and I really wanted a heavier board because to me, I think it just makes it feel more premium. People also say it sounds better, but I can't compare because I haven't tried anything else. I also really like the simplicity of the case, and it sits at a nice angle. You can't change the angle at all, but honestly, you don't need to. It's pretty much perfect. Hopefully the camera will be able to pick it up, but it also has this nice shiny texture to it, and not to mention, even if you don't see it, the back is super sexy. Now, one thing I don't like about this is that the RGB lights are on the bottom of the switches, and then for some weird reason, the escape and the one key are on top. If you have any idea why this is, I guess then let me know, but I think it would have made more sense for them all to be on the top, so if you had shine through keycaps, it would, you know, shine through the characters better. All right, so the case set me back $250. Next up was switches, and okay, I think I lied to you guys earlier, and I'm sorry, but this was probably the decision that took the longest to decide. My problem was that I really don't like linears, and the only other switches I have tried were Cherry MX Browns for tactiles and a couple of variations of clicky switches. But what I noticed was that there really aren't many clicky options in the premium switch market. And most people just call MX Browns scratchy linears, so it seemed like most people, if they weren't going with linears, were choosing tactiles. And since my board is hot swappable, I decided I should just go for it and try tactiles, even though I probably won't be switching them out all that often because they are expensive. But anyways, after watching lots of reviews and typing videos, I decided to try out the popular Zelios V2 switches from Zeal PC. They were in stock and came in different weights. I went with the 67 gram option because I wanted a pronounced bump, and I also have decently strong fingers, I would say, from playing guitar over the years. Now, I haven't tried the other weights, but I am so far super glad I went with these. They are more expensive though than even some of the other premium switches at about $1.42 per switch, but they came in packs of 7 for $10 and I needed 10 packs for my board. With shipping, this set me back about $80 and we are now at $330. Whew, all right. Okay. Zeal PC does have many switch options from linears to silent switches, so definitely check them out, and I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description right below the like button. I do have my Zelios lubed with Crytox 205 grade 0, which is probably the most popular lube, but I have to confess that the guy who sold me the Tofu 65 board actually lubed them for me. I know, I committed a sin against the custom mechanical keyboard gods, but I didn't want to mess them up after how much money I spent, and I swear I'm going to lube the next switches I get myself. So, should we do a typing test now? Not yet. I also did purchase some of the new C3 Kiwi switches from the Key company, which are another 67 gram tactile switch, but I want to see how they would compare to the Zelios. So let me know in the comments if you want a review and a comparison video once I get them. The stabilizers I went with were the GMK stabilizers, and they are also lubed, but these came with the board. And compared to some of the stabilizers on mass-produced boards, these just work so much better with a consistent feel and sound across the key, and they're also super easy to take on and off. Okay, here, I'll give out a little sound test for the stabilizers. All right, that's all you get for now. Second to the last up is keycaps. And come on, if you know anything about custom mechanical keyboards, you know you have to go with GMK keycaps. There are lots of great options, but I just had to see what all the hype was about. And this is pretty much where the notorious group buys come in. And all right. I think I lied to you guys again. I don't know how you guys can trust me, but this was my hardest decision. I would look at other people's boards all day, and when I finally would decide on something, I would see something else and like that more, and I really just could not decide on a color scheme. Well, until I just happened to be searching and somehow saw the GMK Jam-On keycap set, and I mean, it had bacon. So I just thought it was perfect. But the problem was the group buy for that thing was over a year ago for this set, and I figured there had to be someone selling it aftermarket, and it was kind of a weirder keycap set, so prices probably wouldn't be that inflated. I was so wrong. So let's just say if I would have gotten it on the group buy when these came out, they probably would have sent me back approximately $150. At this point, the board would more or less be complete and I would be at a total of around $480 to $500, which is probably around average for a fully custom keyboard like this. But no, I had to one-up everyone. I, of course, had to find one of the most popular keycap sets right now on Mech Market, and for whatever reason, but I just had to have them. And I know what you guys are thinking, $150 for keycaps is already insane. I mean, that's as much or even more than a lot of people's keyboards. And I would have probably agree with you, but check out this unboxing experience. The box that GMK keycaps come in has locks to keep everything in place during shipping, and the cover is nice, and it's just such a better packaging experience than any other keycaps. And then once you actually hold them and feel them, I mean, you'll be able to tell the difference. Whether or not you'll care, well, that's up to you. But they also sound super nice as well, but we'll get there. So back to finding these. Well, luckily, they're being sold on Mech Market pretty consistently, but unlikely, they were going for around $400. Now I know you guys are probably thinking that this is where I tell you how lucky I was and got such an amazing deal, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. Like an idiot, I spent asking price for these, yep, $400 for keycaps. But like, come on guys, they were just so perfect, and I feel like it's now kind of a centerpiece for this channel, and well, you would know that if you followed me on Instagram, so follow me. But no matter how crazy you guys think I am right now, I don't regret it. The feeling of having something I love that is uniquely mine was worth it, so what? Now, we're up to the real price of $730. Ugh, and this is a heavy boy. Almost 9 pounds, but I love it. Sound test soon, I swear. And now, of course, that finishing touch. I wasn't gonna be accepted into the custom key club unless I had one of those sweet coiled cables with the aviator connectors. And well, you guessed it, this was the hardest decision I had to make. I mean, did I want it to be matchy-matchy? Did I want a good contrasty color? What color? I don't know. These were the decisions that kept me up at night. Well, just as I was ready to give up because deciding on a cable color was causing me too much stress, my buddy over at Lux Cables was having a one-day sale on his cables made specifically for the GMK Jam-On set. Perfect. So I got online exactly when they launched and ended up securing one. Not to mention it has a lovely engraving of bacon on both sides of the connector. Delicious. If you're wanting a cable like this, definitely check him out as these are super high quality and he's an awesome dude. I'll also leave the link to his site in the description as well. And now, without further ado, a sound test. Man, that sounds and feels so good. And if you could tell, there is no pinging or anything. This is really unlike anything I've used in the past. Leave a comment below if you guys are considering building a custom mechanical keyboard or you just think I'm insane. So with the cable, the final build is about $830 to around $900 with taxes and shipping. Oof, I've never really said that out loud before and I think I'm gonna be sick. Hold on guys. Oh, all right guys, if you like it, please go ahead and like it. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And we all know I need the money now. And subscribe for more content like this. And always remember, in bacon we trust. Oh, I don't regret anything.